Hey guys, what's going on? Mizu back here with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get good at and practice double taps in Rocket League. Now, double taps are one of the most effective ways to score the ball when a defender is in net and not covering the backboard. So if you guys want to learn how to score goals like this and how to practice getting good at something like this in Rocket League, watch the rest of this video because I'm going to be showing you guys how to get good at practicing something like this so you can execute something like this in your own games. Quick warning, sorry if I sound weird or I'm not as hyper as I normally am. I actually do have COVID right now, so I also do apologize for the lack of videos recently, but I have had COVID, so it hasn't been fun, and I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been sending, but yeah, I do have COVID, so sorry if I'm not super over the moon, but trying my best here. Anywho, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So the first two things to learn how to double tap is you want to get the right training packs. So I have two training packs, so your links are both in the description. Sorry, the code's in the description. So we're going to be using the Deevo training pack and the Double Tap Playground training pack. So right now I am actually in shot one of the Deevo training pack, and what you're going to want to do is just hit the ball up on the back wall, and you want to practice. First of all, you want to practice getting a good touch. So the touch initially is very important. You want to get a good solid first touch to get to this ball. You want to hit it on the back wall, and you want to try your best to follow it up. So you don't want to hit the ball like here because you can't follow it up, and you don't want to hit the ball like over here because you can't follow it up, right? You want to hit it in correspondence with your own momentum. So you want to time how you hit the ball in the angle in which you're going to follow the ball. If that sounds more complicated than it is. Essentially, I'm going to be flying at the left, if not middle part of the opponent's net. So I want the ball to land at that area, right? Because I'm on the left side of the field, I'm going to be flying around I'm going to be flying essentially when I'm flying around like here on the back wall all the way till about here. I'm not going to be wanting to hit the ball all the way on the other side because the ball is just not going to be easy for me to catch at that point, right? So I'm not really too worried about double tapping right now. You're kind of just wanting to hit the ball around there on the back wall. That's about where you want to hit it, is around here, because I barely even boost, right? And it comes right back to me. I didn't even try to get the double tap, but it basically fell for me, right? So you notice how if you hit the ball in the air, I barely even moved, and it was the easiest double tap of my life, right? So how you hit the ball is the easiest, or sorry, not the easiest, but it can make the double tap so easy for you. It makes it everything easy. Everything else kind of falls into place if you get a good setup, right? So how you hit the ball for the double tap is definitely the most important part of getting the double tap, and this training pack is really good for practicing that. We're going to go through a bunch of different shots for both the training packs. So the setup is very important. You do need to know how to fast aerial. Fast aerialing is very important to save yourself some boost. So if you don't know how to do that, I do have a tutorial on how to fast aerial. Definitely go check it out. Yeah, definitely go check out the fast aerial tutorial if you haven't already. You do need to know how to fast aerial to get to the ball quickly. It will save you some boost and allow you to follow up for the double tap. So yeah, essentially you want to be hitting the ball at a good spot where you can follow it up. You don't want to be hitting it too high like that or it'll bounce down. That's a tough read. I can still read stuff like that, but it's definitely a lot harder, and you don't want to hit the ball that high either because it's hard to get around it. You want to be hitting the ball about here. That way it's like, I'm trying to show you guys without actually doubling. It's kind of tough, but you want to hit the ball about there because that height is like perfect for following it up. If you hit it too high, it's going to be tough. If you hit it too far to the side, it's going to be hard to follow, right? So you want to be hitting it right as you're going towards. You don't want to be moving too far to the side. You just want it to be one smooth motion. Hit the ball, follow it through. That's the smooth motion you kind of want to have, right? The second piece of advice when going for a double tap is you will have noticed when I hit the ball, I'm not boosting the whole time. I hit the ball and I stop boosting. So watch. I'll hit the ball here, no more boost. Then I boost again to get back to it. You guys see that? So I'm going to hit the ball, and then I'm going to boost again. So what that actually allows you to do is, essentially, this is what happens when I boost the whole time, and you guys will notice. It's easier to explain what's wrong with it than what actually works with it. So here's what happens if I boost the whole time. You guys see how like way harder it is? First of all, to control my car, but to actually get to the ball, it's way harder here to get this double tap off because I'm just so fast to the ball. I'm not allowing it any time to get back to me. It's also harder to get the setup touch. You guys see how I'm just like zooming by the ball here? You don't want that. You actually want to give yourself some time to to read where the ball is going to go and get yourself in a good position. So if I actually just hit the ball like this and then I don't, obviously it's a bad touch, but if I don't boost after I touch it, see how much easier that is to read. You guys see that? It's way easier to read the ball when I don't boost after touching it. So just leave it, and now I can follow it up, right? Give yourself a second or two to read the bounce. That's the most important part. We're gonna move into a second shot here just so you guys can see some differences here. But you guys see how I'm not boosting there? It makes it so much easier to hit the ball. We can show you guys again what it looks like if I'm boosting the whole time. Actually need to slow down to hit this one. If I'm boosting the whole time, you guys see how much harder that is. I give myself no time to read the bounce. So that actually does make it really hard, is being able to not boost essentially when you hit the ball makes it a lot easier to get the follow-up. So you guys understand how important the actual setup is, the first touch. You guys understand you guys need to wait and not boost the whole time. Those are the two most important parts for a double tap. I think most times when I see people trying to practice double taps, I watch some streams of people trying to learn them for the first time, and the biggest mistakes I always see are people don't like time their first touch and set up correctly. What they'll do is they'll use all the momentum to attack the ball and hit it on the back wall, but they don't consider, okay, well, how do I actually get back to it? Now I'm flying into their corner. I just hit it off the back wall. I'm not following it. You have to, if you're trying to hit it on the back wall, actually get around the ball, so when you hit it, you follow it yourself. So notice how I'm not just flying at the ball here, hitting it on the back wall and not being able to follow and falling into their corner, right? That's not what I'm doing. I'm not going like this and going, bang, oh, how can I follow it? I'm timing it, I'm timing it, I'm timing it, and then boom, I can instantly follow, right? You gotta get around the ball and be able to follow it. I'm not just full zooming, I'm controlling my momentum, timing it so I hit it, and then that way I can ease into the transition of hitting the ball into the back wall and following it up. I'm also not boosting the whole time. You gotta time the power, you gotta time the hit. The setup is probably the most important and difficult part to get good at, but once you get a good setup and a good first touch on the back wall, it's not super hard to get the follow-up. It's just aerial car control at that point. So you just need to keep practicing being able to do it. Honestly, I kind of just score this one because it's kind of a weird double tap, but if you're a freestyler, what I actually like to do is I like to get my flip reset back from this one and get a flip reset off the ball into a double tap and then flipping it. But if you're like champ, I wouldn't worry about it. But if you're SSL or grand champion, you're trying to get better at double taps, that's why you're watching this video. This is actually a really fun mechanic to practice for sure. I like practicing double tap flip resets from this one. Anywho, enough of this shot. We're gonna hop into the next one and then the other training pack, because they do work on different things. So from my experience, the Deevo training pack actually works more on your like awkward setups, the ones where you need to come around the ball and hit it. So this Deevo training pack is actually, in my opinion, a little bit more tough than the other one I'm going to give you guys. But notice how I'm not just flying straight at the ball here, hitting it and then trying to follow it, because that is a lot harder. I can still score it, but it is a lot harder. I'm actually coming to the left here and then going up, so that way I'm hitting it across and being able to follow it. Going to the left there allows me to attack the ball to the right and follow that ball up, right? So it's always important, again, to get that smooth transition from hitting the ball into following it is very important to being able to score double taps. So again, I'm timing this to hit the ball and be able to follow it. Obviously a very weak touch, but the timing of how you're hitting the ball is so important. I think genuinely it's the most important part of the double tap, is the timing on the ball. Very, very important aspect. We're gonna hop into the other training pack now. It's gonna take me like 2 seconds to get in there, but the timing is very, very important to be able to practice your double taps. So this one's a little bit easier of a double tap training pack, because you're not so much trying to get around the ball and follow it. It's more just hitting the ball and following it up yourself. So this one's actually a pretty easy pack if you're learning double taps. This is a pretty easy one, because all you got to do is kind of hit the ball straight and then follow it up straight. You don't even have to score it, just practice hitting it straight and following it straight. Very good for beginners to get good at double taps if you're just learning them. So I'm not even really trying to score it too much. It's just more hitting the ball straight and then being able to follow it up yourself. This is very good practice because you don't really need to practice the transition and timing of hitting the ball on an awkward angle. Again, I'm just going to hit the ball straight here, and then follow it up straight. Really simple. Again, key thing, I'm not boosting the whole time. If I'm boosting the whole time here, this is a way harder double tap. I mean, I can still get it, but that is so much harder. So make sure, again, you're not boosting the whole time. I'm just floating here and chilling and scoring. You know what I mean? It definitely helps a lot. This one, you do have to time, but the first two in the double tap training, double tap playground for the training pack is very much so about just hitting the ball straight, which is why I kind of included it in here. I know other people just like doing the Deevo training pack to practice their double taps. Personally, I think if you're trying to learn them for the first time, the double tap playground does have two very beginner level shots for double taps at the very beginning. That's why I did include it. But after the first two, it's definitely going to be a lot more like this, timing the ball on your touch and being able to follow it's very important. It will work on your redirects at the same time as well. So if you're not good at redirects, you might want to try to get good at redirects before double taps, because you need to be able to redirect the ball on the backboard where you want to be able to follow it as well. You guys have all the knowledge you guys need now to be able to double tap. So again, just a quick rundown. I think it's very important to reaffirm what we've talked about. So you got to be able to fast aerial. You got to be able to redirect the ball. You have to be able to time the ball to get a solid follow-up. You have to be able to put the ball on the backboard where you want it, and in a good spot for you to be able to follow it up. You have to make sure you're not boosting right after touching the ball. Give yourself a second to read the bounce. That's the most important. And the last thing is practice, practice, practice. That is what is going to make you better at it. At the end of the day, is just you doing it over and over. If someone goes in my chat and says, I can't hit the ball like this and make it go like that, the only answer for you to be able to do it is to do it over and over until you get it down. You just gotta keep doing it, man. Like that's literally the biggest thing in Rocket League, is if you can't do something, you just gotta keep doing it until you get it. It's frustrating, but every single player who's got something down, they did the exact same thing that you're doing right now, and you gotta think of it like that. Every player that you may look up to as a pro player has done the same thing you're doing right now to learn something. Is you gotta grind it out, you gotta be frustrated, and you gotta learn it. That's how it is. No one was born with the ability to double tap in Rocket League. It's an acquired talent, so you have to really grind your butt off to get it down. But it'll definitely be worth it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to ask. However, for the most part, most of the answers is just keep practicing it. But I will definitely be able to try to help as much as I can on how to practice it if I can. But the answer to most questions will just be practice. But if you still have a question, feel free to ask. I will let you know how to practice if you want. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I was able to help you guys learn how to double tap in Rocket League, how to really be able to utilize the backboard to your fullest. I guarantee this is actually going to be a question. This one's going to be a question. You guys are going to ask me, why are you air rolling this and that? To be completely honest, you don't need to air roll. I could do this straight the whole time if I wanted to. Okay, well there I need to be honest. You can do it straight the whole time. I think the main thing about air rolling is after you hit the ball, you have to air roll, kinda, for the most part. It's hard to explain. Essentially, the momentum from the ball knocks your car awkwardly and like shatters through your car. I don't even know how to describe it. Basically, the momentum of the ball like hits your car, and then your car goes, whoa, man. So you have to like air roll that momentum to like continue flying. I don't know. So like if you have a directional air roll button, I definitely highly recommend pressing it down the second you hit the ball, and it will allow you to transition that momentum into an air roll. See, like, look, if I don't move my car at all, it makes my car weird. Like, see how I'm like sideways now? I wasn't sideways before. That's why you need to air roll. Yeah, see? The air roll makes it a lot easier to recover. So that's the reason why I'm air rolling. You don't have to air roll to get the initial touch, but air rolling after the first touch will be necessary for the most part. Sometimes it's not, but for the most part it is. Anywho, I'm going to keep this video short. I do have COVID. I got to go to bed. So I love you guys. Good night. I hope you guys learned how to double tap. I hope I helped you with everything. I almost forgot about the air rolling part, but I did remember in the end. My COVID brain's kind of getting to me. Anywho, guys, I love y'all. Good night. See you guys in the next video, and peace out for now. you guys are enjoying the content, which clearly you guys are if you made it through this far into the video, consider doing the things that are free to support the channel, which would be following, subscribing, liking, or commenting on the video. I really do appreciate it so much. Every single thing that you guys can do to support the channel for free really does help me out a lot in being able to do this full time for you guys and give you guys content as my job. You guys are clearly enjoying the content if you made it this far through the video, so supporting the channel, allowing me to continue to make content for you guys to enjoy. All you have to do in return for that, to keep me able to do that for you guys, is just support the channel by hitting the subscribe, follow, like, and comment button. I do appreciate it a lot. Thank you guys.